Joining us now to discuss, former mayor of Nevada City, California, Reinette Senum. Thank you so much for being with us. It's great to have you.
Thank you, Allison. Thank you so much.
Of course. So what are your thoughts on this deliberate intervention? How is this going to affect us long term?
Well, that's actually the million-dollar question nobody knows. And that is why we are launching a legal fight against America's largest perpetrators, is because this has never been tested for safety. The public has no idea. They do not have our consent. And nobody knows the full outcome.
Yeah, it truly is quite terrifying. And it's shocking that not enough people are aware of what's going on or try to make us feel like we're some crazy tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists for trying to point it out. I mean, it's like we're almost being mocked at this point. What are some of the takeaways from the Society for Science and Education document entitled Collapse of Earth's Biosphere, a Case of Planetary Treason?
Well, it shows you that the climate is a very dynamic system. And because of that, you can't interfere here and fully know the outcome once it ripples around the whole entire planet. Now, this has been going on since Vietnam War. And in fact, the first weather modification patents were back in the late 1800s. So we have been seeing an exponential curve as far as the amount of geoengineering going on around the United States. And what's happened now, Allison, is we are actually seeing on the ground and in aquatic life, in the soil, in our bodies, in our hair samples, tree samples, rain and snow samples, that we've been absolutely poisoned by these heavy metals. And now we're seeing a massive uptick, I should say, in death of trees, aquatic life, pollinators, birds, wildlife, and even our own overall health.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we are. I mean, we know the types of chemicals they knowingly put into food. I can only imagine what they're putting in the air. Do you think the experts, so to speak, and scientists are at all worried about the unintended consequences? Do they know what's happening? Is this a nefarious plan on their end, or is it all just being done in supposed help of the Earth and the planet without knowing what the actual consequences are?
It's a multitude of different actors. You have everything from researchers, universities, organizations, corporations, our very own government, our very own Department of Defense. Other nations are doing it. Other nations don't want us to do it. And you have a variety of different reasons for it. A lot of it is for massive military surveillance, also for, of course, what they're calling solar dimming management, radiation management. We also have, of course, the Internet of Things, the transhumanistic agenda, and even here in California and other states around the nation, they can do what's called public health sprayings. So as it currently stands, the way the laws are, we could have some research organization out there or private company decide to spray us with mRNA vaccinations, and it's perfectly legal.
Wow, that is quite scary. Who do you think is ultimately behind all of this? I mean, I don't think I've ever voted for anything of the sort. I think I have my ideas as to who may be in on it, but who do you think is implementing all of this?
Well, we do know the United States government is very much behind this. Bill Gates is behind this. The WEF, NATO, and their accompanying nations are very much behind this. And of course, the Department of Defense as well. We have a lot of different companies and corporations and even universities from Stanford to Oxford. But really what we're trying to do with this legal case is actually go after the largest perpetrators and set a new standard, which is basically no one has the right to lethalize our skies without our permission, without our consent, without our knowledge. And what we're really dealing with is an aerial Wild West above our heads. And we're actually now going to the courts. We're going to be filing in probably about 2 months from now, and we'll be filing a massive court case against the largest perpetrators to bring this to a final end. And of course, we know it's highly complicated. It's going to take years for us to actually come out of geoengineering, but we have to start somewhere.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.